There's a big scam involving an online course platform that we need to go talk about. And a bunch of you guys actually brought this to my attention. This was a big thing. So all of this starts with CGMA, which stands for Computer Graphics Master Academy. Now, it was doing its own thing, posting video courses for a minute, and then it was acquired by a company by the name of Domestika in 2023. Domestika themselves are another online video course sharing platform, self-boasted to be the largest. And during this acquisition that happened in 2023, there were rumors of mass layoffs that happened. And this is something that happens sometimes during acquisitions because two companies are merging. And it's just something to keep in mind because of what we will find out later, because the cracks began to show. So everything kind of kicks off with this LinkedIn post by Sophie Noel, who is a senior FX artist at Sony Pictures Imageworks. And Sophie writes, I want to expose Domestika for its unacceptable treatment of CGMA instructors. For weeks now, the company has been ignoring us and refusing to respond. None of us has been paid for the summer term, and some instructors are still waiting for their payments from the spring term. Domestika shows no respect for its instructors, its students, or the work we provide. They hide behind inaccessible email addresses and phone numbers run by AI, while avoiding any real accountability. This company is deliberately trying to bypass its obligations and withhold money owed to artists and students. The industry is already in a fragile state. Adding this kind of predatory behavior only makes things worse. This is nothing less than theft. These practices must be denounced for what they are: unethical, exploitative, and absolutely unacceptable. Help me call out these scammers and hold them accountable. And a bunch of people who works for Domestika were tagged. And the comments are a bunch of people sharing their sympathies and their own experiences. We have John A. Fry writing, a few years ago, I was working with Domestika US to produce a class. I had done all the prep, planning, had it all ready for filming in New York, and they closed their US facilities and ended the contract without paying me for the work I had done. They suck. And Sophie adds, they're doing the same with CGMA at the moment. They're trying to get it closed and freeze all the finances. They can't get away with it like this. Paula Sanchez Ferrero Ruiz writes, same here. I had hundreds of sales in the last months and still received absolutely nothing for them. They justify themselves saying it's because I haven't been active in the course forum, but the contract I signed with them clearly stated I was only forced to carry on with the forum for the first 3 years. No more, and that date is over since a while now. That kind of broke the dam because a bunch of people started coming out with their own posts about their experience with CGMA and Domestika. So here we have a post on Instagram by Pat Marconet Art, and Pat writes, sadly, after 7+ years with CGMA, all of my classes will be canceled for the foreseeable future. The parent company Domestika fired most of the support staff and haven't paid instructors for the last term. I'm looking into moving my class to another platform, so stay tuned. And then Pat also added, realize this never got re-uploaded from my previous stolen Instagram account. This is the drawing used to market my CGMA class way back. I would see it in ads all over the internet. Still one of my favorite drawings. Originally for a graphic novel I started, then quickly got too busy for. And it's a really beautiful graphic of an ancient home with a fallen tree that fell through it. It's very visually stunning. We have another post by Instagram user the Tyler Edlin, and Tyler writes, my classes with CGMA are cancelled or on hold until future notice. Domestika, the parent company, is currently involved in legal disputes and, as a result, instructors have not received payment for the last term. And Tyler adds, after 10 years of service, I bring this notice with a heavy heart. I hope things can be sorted out. No, there's nothing I can personally do in regards to refunds if you already paid. I do wish to continue running the class in some format on my own accords. And in the comments, everybody was complimenting their class, stating that Tyler's class was very informative and that they loved it and that this is super unfortunate. And then we have this post on LinkedIn by LinkedIn user Adriano Grasso, senior lighting artist at the Coalition Microsoft. And Adriano writes, posting this on the subject of CGMA. And it's a big graphic that reads, 2 years ago, Domestika bought CGMA. Most instructors noticed that enrollment went down drastically after this, but we assumed it might be because of the recent changes, and we kept going. 2 weeks ago, several instructors got in touch as they noticed that Domestika/CGMA was not paying us for the last terms we taught. We tried to get in touch with the old staff, but got a reply from them saying they weren't allowed to provide any new information. No reply from Domestika. Nearly 140 instructors have not been paid to this day. For some of them, it was their only source of income, allowing to sustain themselves and their families. Still, the school kept allowing new students to enroll, while not paying the instructors and blocking them their access to the online campus, and blocking them also on Domestika's social platforms. A few days ago, they deleted all of our courses from the CGMA website without our knowledge. It is extremely unfortunate that our collaboration with the school ends like this. Aside from the money they owe to all of us instructors, they have both let down teachers, students, and staff. We would like to point out that the old CGMA staff were always kind and helpful, so this for sure is a consequence of Domestika purchasing the school. If you want to help instructors, just sharing this will be very appreciated. The former CGMA students. And there is another artist on Instagram by the handle Miki Montlo who writes, I've been teaching at CGMA for over a decade. It's been both a job and a passion for me, but everything ended abruptly 2 weeks ago, and I will tell you why. And attached as well is the joint statement. And in Miki's post, the comments are a bunch of artists once again sharing their bad experiences. We have Ardini Art writing, Domestika contacted me for a course. We started working on it, organized it, then canceled it because they told me the future was AI. They threw away my time, my work. They never paid me for all my effort and time. Now I read this and it makes me nauseous. Tom Will Tell writes, I remember when Domestika approached me to teach and I shared their contract with my attorney. He raised a number of red flags, so I opted out. I'm sorry this ended up this way. I hope they pay you what you're owed and that they face consequences for their actions and that students old and new get wise to these shifty, unethical companies. And then in r/craftsnark, there is another post about this. Domestika bought out CGMA. They haven't paid their instructor since, with more testimonies. Under another post, a commenter, Elector Fencer adds, this is what's been going on with Domestika. My course is sometimes offered for $0 for months of grueling hard work in the studio. I have in all those years never seen a single dime in royalties. Another artist, Henry Kegg, writes, people also saw my art used to advertise one of their courses, thinking I was involved, and I never even got a reply from them. Another user, and I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce their name right, Alek Mergusinov writes, this is what's happening in Domestika. Courses drop prices to 99 cents per course when it used to be $40. I talked to one art course instructor and he said he never got any kind of royalties from the sales. Another artist, Joanna and the Grunlings, writes, yeah, wanted to say that the courses were 30 euros or so, and then after we recorded, my course prices were €1 continuously. Another commenter, the Rebel Rabbit Art says, oh, it's not just the instructors that get screwed by Domestika's 1.99 sales. I bought one and it automatically signs you up for their premium service, which isn't mentioned, which also auto-renews after a month. And I could tolerate it if it were a monthly fee, but they ding you for a year and have a no refund policy. I'm not surprised they're screwing their instructors over as well. And in that same subreddit, there is a post from 2 years ago that reads, change my mind, Domestika sucks. And the complaints are literally the same, where courses have this initial high price point of like, I don't know, $60, and then it's discounted to something massively cheaper. Every translation is AI with no reviews. Languages are only dubbed in Spanish and English. And the entire comment section is full of people, one, complaining about Domestika and those things that were mentioned, but two, the fact that Domestika has been allegedly signing people up for the Domestika Plus subscription that they didn't authorize for. This commenter says that they were charged $109.99 USD, so almost $110 USD, for this Domestika Plus subscription. And when they contacted customer support, they received a Spanish automated response. And it looks like that 110 price point is the premium price point that people have been scammed with. Another person writing, they have my payment info because I bought something in the past. They supposedly sent me 3 emails that I never received offering a free trial. Because I never answered those emails to cancel the free trial, they automatically took that as authorization and billed me for a yearly membership of $97, and of course are refusing to cancel or refund. The entire thread is full of people saying the same experience. And then there is the legal mention as well. So there are talks about a dissolution, and apparently a dissolution was filed in November 2024. Now, according to Domestika, they didn't approve this dissolution and that they're challenging it in court. And then according to an article written by 80 Level, CGMA was apparently then reestablished September 2025 in Florida. So after being dissolved for almost a year, they were then reestablished again. And then there is this article by Cartoon Brew, which cites that Domestika on September 30th announced that the filings are now in front of a court. So until they receive a response from the judge, that they can't operate. No classes, no payments to the instructors, nothing. And that apparently once a company is dissolved in California, it can only wind down and not handle day-to-day related activities, which they've been doing since November 2024. So how did that happen? So that is the unfortunate state of CGMA, and as a result, Domestika to this point, that things are tied up legally, and there are at least 140 instructors that haven't been paid for their fair work, and a lot of customers that sound very, very dissatisfied and being charged for things that they didn't consent to. I'll have the sources and the artists linked down below so that you can go check them out. Please show them some love, because in times like these, they definitely deserve it. And hopefully CGMA and Domestika can resolve their legal issues soon so that all these people can be fairly paid. But to wrap it up, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. My background does look different. It's because I am in Osaka right now recording. I was trying to record when I was in China, but because of the Great Firewall, literally nothing on my computer was working. So I had to wait till I get to Japan to do it. So yeah, anyways, that's why my background looks different. I have a video filmed in China, so there's like 2 videos in my grandma's house, and then I'll have videos in this setup. But yeah, that's why the background's a little bit different. So thank you for bearing with that. I appreciate it. Check me out on Etsy. I sell digital art there for streamers, like emotes and overlays. I also have a coffee with free resources, like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST when your girl is not traveling. So yeah, I hope to catch you guys there or in another video. Peace.